Hi folks, CodeTutor here and my name is Anil Deshpande. Now let us create the same UI using the barrier. What are barriers? They are similar to guidelines, only the thing is here we use the most extreme element in the UI to create the virtual guidelines. Now what do I mean by that? To do that, you have to first select the extreme UI element in the layout. Going back to the card layout that we have been building, in this case, we need to select the most extreme UI element. And for starting purpose, we can consider the flag that we have at the extreme top left corner as the starting point. So when we set this particular flag in the card layout or the constraint layout, we can use that as the reference point and then use that flag's top and start positions to set the barriers. For example, the flag's top will be the starting barrier, the top barrier, and the extreme left edge of the flag would be the another barrier. And once again, here also we create barriers using functions like createTopBarrier, and that will give a reference to the top barrier, and createStartBarrier will give us a reference to the start barrier. And once we have these reference variables as barriers, that is start barrier and top barrier, we can use them to pass as the parameter to the constraint as to set the layout as per this barrier as the reference point. Once again, let's get into a demo to understand this. So what I will do here is I will go to the constraint layout. These are not needed. Let me first set the flag. So parent dot top and then parent dot start. Once the flag is set, I can say where top barrier, create top barrier, and I can say flag, and then variable start barrier is equal to create start barrier, and once again use the flag as the starting barrier. And now what I can do is start link to start barrier and start link to start barrier, and that will also give me the same UI. So that is about usage of start barrier. And now let me just add another text here, and here what I can do is start flag dot end, and instead of national capital, official name, and top is top barrier. And if you see here, now you will see that this is coming here. You can still adjust and make it adjust to the proper right, but you can now see that top barrier is being used as the reference to set up official name. So that's the advantage. So let me just remove this. Now let's look at how to build this UI, same UI, using chains. What is a chain? Chains provide a group-like behavior in a single axis, that is either horizontally or vertically. Let's take the card UI once again, and in this case we have to choose the UI elements that you want to group either vertically or horizontally. So we can consider the flag, the common name, and the capital, the first three elements, as the grouping that we want to achieve in the vertical order. So you want to basically create a vertical or a horizontal chain out of grouped elements. To do that, we use create vertical chain function, or it could be a create horizontal chain function. And then you have to pass the UI elements to the chain. So the UI elements here would be either flag, common name, capital. Those are the references that we have created for the UI elements that we need to pass. And then the chain style. There are various options. We will see it in the demo. So once we create these chains, we have a reference variable, that is sample vertical chain or a sample horizontal chain, and then we can basically pass this as a parameter to the constraint as function that we are already familiar with. So let's look at the demo. So once again, I will go here. I will create a vertical chain, that is vertical chain. In the same way, you can create a horizontal chain, but right now I need a vertical chain. So I'll create vertical chain, and then you pass the references, that is flag, common name, and then capital, and then you set the chain style. If you see here, the last parameter is chain style, and there are various options like chain, spread inside, packed. So I can say spread and I can remove this. I'm not using this anymore. All these things are not needed anymore because now they are put in the chain. And now if you go here, you will see that you are still getting the same view. Of course, what you can do is you can add some constraint, as for example, you can say end link to flag end so that it adjusts itself properly. That is start link to flag start, so that it becomes at the center aligned. You can pretty much do the same here as well, and it is already one below the other. The advantage with this is whatever that you would have achieved through rows or column, you can still achieve the same thing using vertical chain. You can see that I have not used it, but you can use it in case if you want to set this as a barrier and the guideline anywhere. So that's it from constraint layout and the various other minor concepts that I wanted to cover as a part of the constraint layout, that is chains and barrier and guidelines. So stay tuned for the next upcoming videos on new topic in Jetpack. That brings us to the end of this particular video. Don't forget to like, comment, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye.